I mean, it was really just a full breakdown, everything that you need to learn, basically the A to Z.
From where to start, exactly what to do, how to do it, all the systems, the programs.
The resources and things that were given throughout the training was just phenomenal.
What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. I am back. Last week, if you didn't realize, I was on vacation. There was no show, but I'm back, okay? If this is your first time, welcome, all right? The way this works is you can submit any leads you want. You can head over to the ritoolbox.com, submit any leads you want. I bring on some guests. They make live calls. Now, today's going to be a little bit different, okay? Today, I have a guest from iSpeedToLead, and we're going to be calling PPC leads hot. He's going to showcase his style. You're going to get to know a little bit more about who he is, his background, phenomenal product. I was talking to him earlier. It's like a buffet of hot leads, okay? This wouldn't be YouTube if I didn't ask you to click that like and subscribe button. This is completely free. I don't charge anything for this. I bring on different guests where I feel like they can provide some value because not everybody relates to one style. People like taking bits and pieces of what they feel they resonate the most with, and they implement it in their business. So again, click that like and subscribe button. I'm back. I'm excited. Listen, I got Liam today from iSpeedToLead. Can't wait to bring this guy on. Wait till you get to know a little bit more about him. Let's bring him right on.
Yo,
what's going on, man?
Dude, I'm doing fantastic, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. I'm really looking forward to what you have to offer and how you showcase your skills. A lot of people actually referred you, so I had to bring you on, man, because I didn't really know you that well, but you have a pretty interesting story, and you also have a pretty interesting company that you'd like to tell people about.
Dude, I'm excited. This is gonna be a lot of fun.
You can kind of tell people, who are you? What's your background? How did you do to get into this game? Tell us a little bit more about yourself.
All right, so getting started like way back, I guess now like 6-7 years ago, right? I was a young guy. I got my first job working at Papa Murphy's Pizza, of all places, right? It's not a very fun job. Yeah, it's not a fun job, but it's work. I got my $8 an hour. I was, making my impact in the world. But I mean, now honestly, the job was so boring. I had to spice it up in any way that I could. So what I really took to then was just interacting with the customers that came in as best as I could, and really kind of developing some relationships. We'd have some regulars that would come in, and they would request that only I would make their pizza. They liked me, they wanted to do it, and then I was killing it in tips. Actually, I was making more in tips than I was hourly, just because I was like trying to be as personable as I could. And so that's kind of where I got started in sales, upselling, getting extra cheese on their pizza and stuff like that. So, going through high school, I didn't have any big, massive sales roles until right about when I graduated. I was a teller working at a bank at that point. I'd graduated from Papa Murphy's. It was time to go. The $8 an hour wasn't quite enough. And moving from the food service industry to the banking industry was like the cushiest gig ever. I got to sit in a chair for 8 hours, and it was air conditioned, and they had people to clean the place for us. So that was just a massive upgrade. And so in that, the teller role, sales role, we're trying to get people to meet with our financial advisors, our account advisors, trying to do all this stuff, and then we get little bits of commission for it. And so I was doing that until they fired me. And to this day, I'm still a little jaded about that because I never got an explanation why. They kept us on for the summer and let us go. So I was kind of defeated. And actually at this point, I had committed to move out with my two best friends. And so we had like our first rent deposit due in a week. And I had no job. I had no clue what I was going to do. Nothing, no plan. I wasn't going to college. I wasn't really sure what I was going to do. So I did what any reasonable person would do when they're fired from a role in banking, is go to a bigger bank and apply for a better role. So I went and did that. So I went to the biggest banking institution in my state, and I applied for a role there as a banker, not as a teller, but as a banker. So it's a big step up. And to my surprise, I secured an interview, and even more to my surprise, I managed to talk my way in, having just been fired from the last role. Whatever story I gave them, they bought it. And so that's when I started doing banking, and that's where I really got to start flexing my sales skills and trying to hone in on that. And I got to meet some fantastic mentors in there. And so within the institution, within my first 3 months there, I became the second highest selling salesperson in there. And with this, in 6 months, I was the top selling banker in the entire institution. And this is like a $13 billion institution. So I was like, hey, I'm actually kind of like decent at this. I didn't really plan on this. I thought I was going to go and get like a tech job. I'm kind of a nerd, but talking to people is kind of my shit. So, to make that long story short, I ended up quitting the bank because there was too much red tape. The progression ladder was way too slow, and I was like, I'm hot. I'm ready to go build something for myself. I wanted to make my own success and not have it be determined by limitations that were just kind of slapped on my head. And there were some other problems in there, and I was like, okay, banking isn't where I see my future. So I made the jump over, and I got my real estate license. And that's where things really started to snowball. The brokers that I worked for, they gave us free leads. And I was setting appointments as a buyer's agent, left, right, and center, doing 5-6 appointments a day, which was just fantastic for my production. But what my brokerage noticed is that nobody else on our team was really setting appointments with the leads. They weren't properly following up. They weren't having good conversations. And I did not like going on buyer's appointments. That sucked. Just driving around everywhere. People are super emotional in a retail sale. You couldn't get them to make a decision. You'd give them the perfect house and all this stuff. And I was like, man, why don't I just stick to what I'm really good at, just talking to people and setting these appointments? So I just decided to kind of take a step back from being the buyer's agent and taking over all the inbound lead flow coming in that was being generated by the company. So I took all that over, and then I just sent all the other agents out on appointments, and I'd collect a 30% referral fee for everything they locked down. And so then I started building that, and that was going well, and I developed some systems and processes. We hired another person, and then I kind of turned it to a business. I got commissioned by a huge brokerage in Texas to come help build their inside sales team. And so that's where I met one of my greatest sales mentors down there. And helped build that up to 15, 20 employees by the time I left. I came back up to Minnesota, and I did it for one of the biggest brokerages in Minnesota. And then from there, I just ended up getting connected with my now business partners, and we started a pretty cool lead gen company that's called iSpeedToLead. So that's like my 5-minute elevator pitch there about myself.
That's amazing. So it all started in Papi Murphy's, right?
Yes, it did.
Do you feel like that? Did you gain, when people get into like any kind of sales related job, they usually have a customer service background, and then that transitions into implementing more sales skills. Do you credit Murphy's to any sales skills or people skills in any future roles you had?
Dude, without a doubt. I mean, the two main things were it gave me the opportunity to talk to people who I didn't know before. And if you're sitting at home or you're having a job or you're not interacting with people, you just don't have that kind of exposure. Mm-hmm. And then the second thing was in work ethic, showing up on time, setting a schedule for yourself, sticking to it, and then being in the food industry. I don't know if you've ever worked in the food industry, but is.
Yeah. I used to work at grocery stores as a bagger, and I was a dishwasher too. And what's funny is regardless, like you told me that you used to work at the pizza place, right? But people loved you and they wanted you to make their pizza. Yes. And I think that's a really important thing that you said, because some people watching the show or people looking to get into real estate, they may be working somewhere where they don't really enjoy, so they don't take it so seriously. But if they don't take a small job like that seriously, I personally feel they wouldn't take a bigger role seriously or wouldn't care about it. And whether you're a pizza person, a dishwasher, whatever, you got to be the best pizza person or the best dishwasher. You know what I'm saying? And that really reflects on your habits when you get into bigger roles. So you're an iSpeedToLead now. What is iSpeedToLead?
Dude, iSpeedToLead is the coolest platform in all of real estate. It's a prop tech startup, right? So it's a technical startup. We've got a whole bunch of cool software. And what we do is we generate all the leads. We put them on our platform like eBay. You can go on for free and scroll down and see all the leads before you buy them. You can see all the information. So what their motivation is, what condition the property's in, what repairs they think is necessary, exactly where it is. And then if you like the lead, you like what you see, then you can buy their contact information, get in contact with them, and lock a deal up.
It's kind of like, so for those who don't know, PPC is pay per click, and obviously those aren't the cheapest kind, but iSpeedToLead has really come up with something where it's like a buffet, right? Where you get to pick and choose what kind of lead you want based on the motivation. They also give you some information. So that's amazing. So you're gonna call some of these leads today, right? You're gonna kind of show everybody.
Yeah, we're gonna call some really fresh leads. I mean, they've just filled this out within the hour, so these people are begging for me to give them a call.
Awesome. Is there anything, where can people get a hold of you, learn about iSpeedToLead? Is there any good place that they could reach out?
Man, I always love when people reach out to me on Instagram. It's right there below me. Like, I can't put my hand too far to the side because the facade falls away.
You're at the banker's office over there, huh?
But yeah, if you reach out to me on Instagram, I love to talk to people, get their insight, get any feedback on my skills, all that sort of stuff. And then I can connect you into the platform and answer any questions that you guys have got. Like right now on the platform, we're generating about 1,500 inbound leads a week. We got about 8,000 people who are already using the platform. So it's going pretty
I've used it
quickly.
myself, and it's really cool. It's really cool. By the way, guys, iSpeedToLead was nice enough to give me a link where you can get $50 off your first order. You could you'd use code DEALDESK to get $50 off your first purchase. Again, Liam is going to kind of show you how it works, what it does. Liam, you ready?
Yo, I'm ready to rock. Yeah, let's just get some calls in.
Cool. So let's pull this up and see what are people looking at here.
Let's see what we got here. I'm not going to filter by Arizona. So you can see on the platform here, right? You just go to this main leads page here, and it brings up all the leads that got going on. I'm sure we got some hot ones in here. Here's the first one I like right here, right? So we got Mr. Daniel F. in Dallas, Texas, and his motivation is he's tired of being a landlord. His property's in poor condition. The repairs necessary are bathrooms need work, paint inside, plumbing, kitchen cabinets, kitchen appliances, air conditioning. It's tenant occupied. He's owned the property for almost 30 years, and there's no mortgage on this bad boy. So it's not listed on the MLS, and then you get all this extra information if you get the premium mode, which you don't have to, but makes it nice. And it's in Dallas, so this is like hot. Come in and buy it. And the thing that's super nice too is there's an off-market guarantee on every single lead. So when you buy it, it's guaranteed that it is off-market. It's guaranteed it's not under contract with the wholesaler, and you are guaranteed to get in contact with them. And if none of those three things happen, or or I guess if any of those three things happen, then you get a full refund on that lead. So try to make it as risk-free as possible.
All right, so you're going to get that one in Dallas.
So I am.
So it doesn't matter what market you guys are in. You could actually filter, right? So it's not like you get a bunch of random stuff that you're not even in that market. You get to pick and choose what you want. And you can also get notifications, right? So like if I'm in Florida and I only want to do deals in Florida, I can turn on my notifications via text or email, and it lets me know as soon as a new lead comes in. I could pre-screen it to see if it's a good fit for me, and I can buy it. Simple as that. And, obviously PPC leads are the hottest leads. The thing with those is you got to jump on those quick. The faster you jump on them, the faster you talk to the person, you have a much higher chance of closing the deal.
If you can get on the phone with somebody 2 minutes after they fill out your form versus 20 minutes, you could have 90% more likely to actually have a conversation on that first dial. I'm going to send over this information for you here so you can take a look at it. And we can just dial them up.
Beautiful.
Awesome. And I hope everybody is having just a fantastic day today.
You got a lot of fans in here.
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Let me look at the comments. Who we got? Anybody I know? Look at that.
Leads in here.
That's my guy.
Liam is the GOAT. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm ready to call this guy. We got Mr. Daniel here. So about my style, what you guys are going to notice is I try to be super conversational, really friendly. I'm not formal at all. A lot of people, they get on the phone and then they fall into what I call phone voice, which is like a one-note song, right? Imagine listening to Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, but it was just Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. How I wonder what you are. That's what a lot of people end up doing on the phone. So the things that I want people to notice are A, my cadence, my speed. I'm going to do a lot of speeding up to get things out quickly and slowing down to really emphasize things. I'm going to bring my pitch up to bring some emphasis and then slow down to get people to listen in more. So I'm going to be doing all that with my with my actual voice so that people if you look at like big fantastic actors like Matthew McConaughey or Leonardo DiCaprio, right? Like their speaking styles are so dynamic, it's impossible to not be entertained when listening to them. So if you can kind of create that sort of persona for yourself on the phone, where it's informal, it's friendly, it's real, it's not salesy, then people are going to be so much more receptive to what you're saying. And then in terms of this, script or structure that I'm going to be following, what I do is we just keep it to the 4 pillars, right? We're going to do timeline, condition, motivation, and price. For me, the motivation is bar none the most important. I wanted to dig deep into motivation, right? Are they running from pain? Are they running to pleasure? What's their goal? How can I help them achieve that? And then just trying to position it as, us versus the problem, which is the house right now. The house is their problem. How can, him and I solve it together? But without further ado, let's just call the guy.
Great point, especially Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. You might have to sing that again before we wrap up today.
There you go.
Your way.
My beautiful singing voice.
I'm trying to pull this up here.
Smiling and dialing, your body language, your facial expression, it's all going to come across. Normally I'd be standing up too, but then I'd be off the camera.
This is Dan Flower.
Mr. Dan did not pick up. We're going to dial him back again, and we're going to dial him back a third time too. We triple line dial, not triple line dial, we just triple dial. Always. So right now he sees an area code from Minnesota. He doesn't know what's going on. He's in Texas. He's like, who is this?
This is Dan Flowers.
Dan, pick up your phone, bro.
So do you always triple line dial?
I always triple dial, man. They might be upset by the third one, but that's okay, because I can overcome that. I'd rather get in contact with them and have them be pissed than not get in contact with them at all.
Love it.
This is Dan Flowers. Leave me a message, and I'll get back with you as soon
Bummer.
as
I'm
possible.
going to leave my voicemail.
Thank you.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options. To leave a callback number, press 5.
Hey, Dan, this is Liam. Calling about your property. You filled out my website. You wanted an offer. Give me a call back, man. And I'm going to give him a text as well.
Your voicemails are very direct to the point.
Yeah, man, the less time they have to listen to me and get annoyed by me, I feel like the better chance. And sometimes people do it all types. The voicemails, it's mostly so that they understand my voice, they know my name.
Yeah.
Some people, they get really fancy with them. So they'll be like, hey, man, this is Liam. I'm actually calling, and then they'll hang up right there to leave it as a cliffhanger. Like, what?
Yeah, I agree with that. The voicemail should be quick, straight to the point, never discuss any numbers, details on there. Some people, may not even call you back, but if you're straight to the point like that, you have a higher chance of them calling you back.
Man, attention is currency. Attention is currency. The longer we can keep somebody's attention, the better, the better chance we're gonna have. They're gonna be receptive to what we're trying to say. I was going through here. Wow, we got this one in Peoria. It's a multifamily. I love to call a multifamily, but this is not going to be a fun conversation. That's going to be an investor conversation.
You got a lot of new ones that came in. How many of these come in new, usually on a daily basis?
About 100, 150.
Wow.
see here. You know what? I'm just gonna go here and search by properties in poor condition.
Oh, you could do that.
Yes, you can. All right. We got this guy in Meyer, Arizona. Whoa, why is it so old? What's going on with these? Oh, I'm only doing Arizona, that's why. All right, let's see here. Ooh. So he's got financial problems. It's a poor condition. Oh, he's a wholesaler. Sometimes wholesalers will fill our stuff out because they think it's they think that they are they think they're getting they're talking to like a hedge fund or something like that. Sometimes that does happen.
That is categorized in there so you can see before you buy if it is
Mhm.
owner or wholesaler agent or whatever.
Yes, exactly. Oh, we got Elizabeth in Chicago. Okay, this one I love. She's selling a vacant, non-occupied house. It's in poor condition. Flood, storm, fire damage, roof needs replacement, bathrooms need work, paint inside, plumbing, flooring, appliances, paint outside. It's vacant. She wants to sell in a month. She's up to date on her mortgage. It's 5-bedroom, more than 3 bathrooms. Whoa.
Mm.
Look at that. Fantastic. Let me just send you this here address. I'm feeling good about this one.
Let's see. When did that come in?
This one came in less than an hour ago.
All right, cool. Let's pull it up.
This might be some big service, actually. Ready to sell my land is the caller ID.
The mailbox belonging to 31.
Come on. I'm ready to talk to somebody.
The mailbox belonging to
Oh, Elizabeth, don't do this to me right now.
Her house is looks like a little.
It says
Oh,
it has
look.
fire damage, too.
So that's a
Ooh.
thing.
Is that a code violation up there?
No, that's a tow zone.
the mailbox.
What a bummer. That one, it's weird. When I was calling, it had a caller ID that said ready to sell my land. It's unique.
That's interesting.
That is interesting. I've never seen that before.
So that's in Chicago. What else you got cooking over there?
Let's see. Here we go. We got one in Columbia, South Carolina. Filled it out literally this moment. There's no more. Oh, but they're a wholesaler. Damn. All right, we got this one in West Frankfort, Illinois. They just filled it out. It's tenant occupied. They do own the property. There's no mortgage. They're selling because of financial problems. Let's get in contact with this guy right here. Excellent.
Beautiful. We got to get somebody on the phone, Liam.
I know, man. This is just bad luck. 2 in a row. But you know what they say? 3rd time's a charm.
Sometimes people just don't pick up if you don't recognize the area code, but that's why you call more than once, right?
The triple N usually gets them through. They see that 3rd call and they're like, what?
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
This guy's phone is off. Oh, I'm getting a call back right now, actually.
Let's go.
This is from Daniel. Hello, this is Liam.
Call from.
Daniel Flowers.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press.
Hello.
Is this Liam? Liam?
This is Liam. Is this Dan?
Yeah, this is Dan Flowers.
Dan, how are you doing today, man?
Good.
That is good.
So,
Go ahead.
where are you? Are you located in Minnesota?
I am indeed.
Okay. So, what's your deal? Are you a broker for other people or what?
No. I represent myself and my company. We're a nationwide home buyer, so I'm just gonna come in. I saw you filled out my website. Looks like just a little bit earlier this morning.
Yeah.
About that one you got. And I'm figuring I might want to make an offer on it.
Which one is your website?
It is cash offer option.
Okay, yeah.
Remember that one?
Actually, I still have it open here. So, so what do you? What kind of information you need?
Well, I noticed you wrote some stuff in about the condition. I'm just kind of interested about that. Just kind of, what kind of work I would need to get done.
Yeah, this is a rental property, and I've had a tenant in there for 6 years, and he's been a good tenant on one side, but it turned out he's kind of a bad tenant on the other side because whenever some issues would come up, he'd either maybe kind of fix it himself or just neglect it. But there was a water leak in the downstairs bathroom, and it caused the tile and some of the plumbing to become detached from the wall and stuff. So that's probably the most critical is one bathroom probably needs to completely be redone.
So how long have you owned this place?
How long have I owned it? 20-something years.
Oh, man. So you've really seen some changes in the area, huh? Dallas has changed in 20 years, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, when I'm looking at this, I mean, what do you think is the most important thing for me to know about the spot? So we got that bathroom going on, the tenant. Are they going to be a problem to get out?
No. That's actually where it all came about. The reason why I put it on or decided to sell it is my daughter, who typically manages it, she went by there on Friday, and we hadn't been over there in a while, and noticed that the damages were there, and he was trying to fix some of it, trying to replace some of the carpet. So, but at the same time, he informed us that he would be leaving. His lease expires in August, and so he'd be leaving. Typically, over the years, I would go in there, repair everything, and release it. Sure. But I don't want to do that. And when I gave it to him, I had just completely redid it, and so that's kind of a waste. So
Gotcha.
I don't want to go through it again. So I just thought, well, I'll just go ahead and sell it as is. I don't want to mess with it, and so let somebody else. I mean, if somebody else goes in there, they may have a whole different attitude of how they want to fix it. I fix it as a rental property, so I don't try to get too fancy or anything like that. But if somebody else is going to go in there and they want to update it more or whatever, I'll let them do it.
How much would you estimate that those repairs would cost then?
It's hard to say. The bathroom itself, it's a what would be considered a full bathroom, but it's basically a shower. And so it's a shower. The way it's designed to fit in there, it's kind of a corner shower. So there's a lot more options in there. So somebody could go in there and retile it and put in a whole new shower in there, and it'd probably be less than $5,000. There's some plumbing issues that I've got to address. I'm hoping to have that addressed myself because I need to repair whatever it is that was leaking that caused it. So there's that issue. There was a little bit of a leak. There's 2 bathrooms downstairs. There was a leak in another on the other side of the the wall, and we removed the tile from there. So it's just leak. There's a hole there, so that the ceiling in there would have to be replaced. So, and then you're probably going to have to redo all the carpet. I had put in 6 years ago. I'd put in a hard surface floor, supposedly lifetime guarantee on it. But so I don't know. I mean, depends on if you like it's wood. It's that vinyl wood. So there's that. The kitchen is a small kitchen. That's just the nature of these units. But if somebody the cabinets are fine, but they're dated. So there's things like that just depends on who buys it. They might want to redo that, and they might not. I imagine the appliances need to be taken out, and I think the air conditioner would need to be replaced.
I got a little bit on my plate, just a little bit.
Yeah. So the air conditioning in these is a little different because they are condos. There's a roof unit, and then there's the air handler itself is in the top attic part. And one of the reason why I replaced it about 8 or 9 years ago,
okay.
But it's my understanding because I had some problems with it, and the guy comes out. Being a condo, it's you have homeowners and or the HOA dues.
What are those HOA dues?
Go along with it. The dues seem kind of high. I have probably the second largest unit, so it's based on square footage.
Sure.
This is mine is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. Each bedroom has walk-in closets.
Uh-huh.
I have a designated carport, which is closest to the building.
Sure.
I'm next to the pool. There's a small patio. And the dues are currently $470 a month.
Okay. And how much are you renting it out for?
I used to rent it for about $13.
Uh-huh.
But the dues, the way they are now, there's about a $30 or $40 additional assessment on there. They've done some. We replaced all of the boilers in the entire homeowners, and so we've had some assessments over the years.
Mm-hmm.
So there's one this one is supposed to expire, I think, either the end of this year or maybe before then. But it would bring it back down to about $440 or $430, somewhere in there. It depends on, because we've had some certain ones. Now, included in the HOA, what you get for that is that they maintain everything on the outside of the premises.
Gotcha.
They take care of the pools,
Mm-hmm.
and then they provide the water.
Sure.
Your water comes through them. So,
well, okay. So they covered all that. That's good. Now, have you increased rent at all in the 6 years you've had them in there?
oh yeah. Yeah, okay. I think it started out at about 900 and worked it up to about 13.
About 13. Your daughter's your property manager?
Yeah, pardon me?
Your daughter's your property manager?
Yes. We've always tried to work with a tenant as opposed to having to keep releasing it.
Sure.
The market on this is probably closer to 16 or 17.
Sure.
I've been well below what the market is. So, I mean, you can't, for a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, that would draw a pretty good rent in most cases,
Mm-hmm. So how many other of these things do you have then?
This is the only one.
Just the one left? Did you have more before? You sound like you really know what you're doing.
No. I legally I'm a broker.
Okay.
But I don't sell homes. I sell companies.
Yep.
So, but yeah, I mean, we've owned it for a while, so you learn it, this kind of stuff. And I've had rental homes before, but not
Sure.
condos. So
It's a little bit of a different game. Okay. So yeah, I guess kind of what I was digging at is you don't have a big package for me to come in and buy. You just got the one.
no,
I do like
that'd
to
be good.
take a lot off of people's hands at once. The easier, the better. But if there's just
Yeah,
the one, we
yeah,
can
I
make
can
that
see
work too.
that.
Well, I guess it makes sense why you're looking to sell. You did the repairs 6 years ago, and you just don't really want to commit that big thing again. How much did you cost, or how much did you spend on the repairs 6 years ago?
Probably 5,000 or 6,000.
Mm-hmm.
But over the years, I've I replaced the air conditioner. I mean, that was about $6,000 when I replaced it. But I've had tenants prior to him. I might have a tenant in there for a year, and then I got to go in there and redo everything. So, so that's kind of the deal. The reason why I did the hard surface this time is because I kept having to redo the carpet, and I thought, well, I better put something in there that I don't have to keep either going in there and doing a lot of cleaning on it to where trying to get stains out of it and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided I'd go in with a hard surface. Now I don't know what it looks like right now. I'm going to be over there on Sunday. I'm going to take some pictures.
Sure.
So.
Well, I would be elated to have those as well. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming the market taking a little bit of a dump recently and probably going to continue. That's got you a little bit ready to get the thing going as you got the tenant coming out in August?
Yeah. Well, actually, up until Friday, I hadn't thought anything about it.
Oh, what changed your mind?
Well, when I went over there and found how bad it was, and that the tenant was leaving.
Gotcha. So those things paired together.
Yeah. So then on Monday, that's when I started looking at the cash offer deals, and I thought, well, I don't want to go over there and do any work on it, and I don't want to own it anymore, and so that's when I started doing that, and we were informed on Friday that he was moving. Now, looking at the damage, there's a couple of things that I could go in there and repair it, but then I'd have to raise his rent, and I don't think he's in a position. He's had some medical issues. I mean, he's had three kids in there, and they've all finished school or high school and stuff, and have moved on. And and physically, he's not in any condition to maintain it.
I see. That makes sense.
So
yeah, so it's time to make that switch.
Yeah, and so I don't want to go out to the market and try to find tenants again and to deal with that.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. I'll try and take that off you then. Well, let me ask you this then. How much do you think the repairs would cost, just with the, how stupidly inflated commodities are right now? Just assuming everything's a little bit more expensive than it was 6 years ago, to get all that stuff fixed, what would you kind of dial it in at?
Well, I think the bathroom alone could, well, I don't know, it could be only $2,000 to $3,000, but based on how everything is, yeah, just tear it all out and put in, new drywall, and put in, you can buy those corner. Right now, mine is made with tile, the way the shower is.
Mm-hmm.
But they have corner ones that you could just put in there, and it just fits right in there. Have it designed at a Home Depot, and just set it right in there and just redo the plumbing. It's not a big bathroom.
It's not a big bathroom. Although I guess when I hear water damage, we're gonna have to be ripping stuff out, plumbing.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna be honest,
yeah, that whole wall would have to be done. Yeah.
2,000 to 3,000 sounds. I would love for it to be 2,000 to 3,000. I don't know if that is realistically achievable, based on.
Well, it could be 5,000.
Similar projects that I've done like 3-4 years ago, we were getting stuff done between 4 to 6. Those same projects right now, those are getting us between 8 and 12.
Right.
So
Well,
it
might be that.
So I guess just putting that out there, just so we're there. Now, what are your other investors coming in at? I know you've been reaching out for about a week now. I'm sure that you've gotten a couple offers already. It's a hot market out there.
Yeah, there's actually I've not gotten any official offers.
Nothing in writing.
And nothing in writing because I haven't. Some people want to visit, and then some said they want some pictures, so that's why I'm going to do the pictures. I'm basically going to do it virtually because I don't have to worry about going over there and meeting people and stuff like that.
Sure.
So I'm just I'm going over there on Sunday taking pictures, and then we'll go from there. But there's been some automatic offers that have been pretty high, and so I kind of discount
Open Door and stuff like that.
I got one. I don't know who it was from, but it was. I mean, it was up to 200,000.
What were you expecting it to be at around?
Well, it's appraised with the city at 164.
Got it. Yep.
And in a good market.
Do you remember that company that did that automatic offer?
No.
Okay.
I don't know if they sent me an email. I was looking through my emails, but I don't know if it just came back on while I was on their website.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what their offer was a range, and it actually made sense. Maybe 6 months ago, and if my condo was in the shape that I gave it to my tenant.
Mm-hmm.
So that would have made sense.
Yep.
But I know it probably doesn't make any sense now, so I'm not thinking much about it. But
Gotcha.
Once I do the pictures and people can see the actual damage, then they can determine. Now, there's cosmetic. Here's the thing. I talked to a lady yesterday, and that's all she does is buy homes and rent them out.
Yep.
And so she was asking me a lot of the similar questions that you were asking about the damage, this and that. And I said, well, the bathroom has to be redone. Okay, that's that.
Yep.
But if you've owned rental homes, and she has, I said, you pretty well have to replace a lot of stuff and repaint the whole thing either way.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's kind of what's going to happen. All the carpet's going to have to be replaced.
Yep.
It's going to have to be repainted, and that particular bathroom will have to be completely redone.
If you could
the
put
rest
a
of
price
it
tag on the entire remodel process, just from your perspective, you know that market well and lived there. What do you think you dial it in at? Just the whole thing altogether.
Well, it'd be maybe around 10 grand, maybe 10 to 15 grand is what the whole thing, and that's the carpet. Like, let's say I don't try to redo the bottom because I put it in the hard surface. But the stairwells and the two top bathrooms, or the two top bedrooms, things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even remember how many yards of carpet because I've done it before, but I don't remember what the total was. But completely repainting the thing, you gut everything out of there and repaint it then, And then as far as the kitchen is functional. I wouldn't, the appliances, there's an electric stove, and then there's an electric refrigerator.
Sure.
And a dishwasher. I mean, you could replace those things. I mean, you could figure $4,000 or so for those.
Sure.
You
Okay.
know,
Well, let me ask you
But
this then.
there's no structural damages.
No structurals, like no big, huge ticket items. That makes sense.
Yeah,
Well,
the HOA takes care of the roof, the outside of the building, and all that kind of stuff.
So what would your buy it now price be? Like if I sent you a contract over right now, you would no questions asked just sign that right away. What would that number come into for you?
I don't even want to speculate yet. So, but like I say, the 164 is kind of where I was looking, just on the fact that that's what the city was.
Mm-hmm. So if I wrote you a contract right now for 164, you wouldn't accept that?
I may on that, but
You may.
but I'll have to think about it through Monday, because when I'm over there taking some pictures, I'm going to be meeting with someone that's going to give me an opinion on what I think what they think the repairs would take.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
that'll give me a better idea.
So you're not even ready to make a decision quite yet anyways?
Well, I don't have to, because my tenant's still in there.
Yep.
And now the other thing is like I say, the market was pretty strong. I mean, people were having to pay over what asking price was, but things have changed now. The mortgages are higher. There's just a lot, and this one needs repairs and stuff.
There's a fall off.
So I just need to think and see kind of where that's going to work. So.
Okay. Well, given that you just don't have that price in mind yet, I guess the last question I would have for you before I would wait for photos then, man, is let's say that me and Joe Blow investor, we both come to you with the exact same contract, the exact same price, everything's the exact same. What is something I could do that is totally outside the box that would make you the happiest man alive and want to work with me and me alone? So I'm totally outside the box.
Nothing really. The all I'm looking for is once there's a decision made, that you just go ahead and close on it and be done with it. So
Cool, man. All right. Well, that sounds really good to me then. And the one thing that I would just warn you of with those automatic offers is they really rope you in. So just be wary of that. What they do is they throw out that big range there, and then that's based on some statistical model for houses in generally really good condition. They kind of rope you in with that, and then they're going to do some sort of virtual or in-person interview, and they're going to nickel and dime you down for every single thing. So ding, 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 and just keep knocking you down. So be wary of that.
Yeah, that's why I didn't pay a lot of attention to that. A year ago, if I was doing the same thing and it was in good condition, then I would believe that.
Oh,
but
I would too, man.
Not now. So I know there's some headwinds that are be some problems, but I've only been doing this a week now, so
Be wary of wholesalers, man. Do you know what wholesalers are? Because they are rampant in Dallas.
I guess so. It seems like a lot of these websites and a lot of these ads that I see, there's a lot of similarity to them. So I think they disguise themselves. And
want me to tell you a secret?
Yeah, go ahead.
On any website that you're on, scroll down to the very bottom of the page. And if you see something that says powered by Carrot, that person is not a real investor. So any page you're on, scroll down. And so I'll tell you what they're doing. It's called wholesaling, right? So what they're going to do is they're going to get you under contract with your property, and then they're going to turn around to somebody like me, and they're going to try to sell that contract to me for what's called an assignment fee. So they're going to try to make 10, 15, 20,000 off your pocket. They're going to be riding your pocket pretty hard. So just make sure anybody that you do, and I'm going to be following up with you. I'm going to be asking for those photos. But anybody that you do end up working with, make sure they can put down a non-refundable earnest money deposit. Make sure that they cannot assign the contract, and make sure that there's no funny business at all whatsoever. Just make sure that all, cross your T's and dot your I's, because Dallas, they're even thinking about putting in regulations to stop them, just because they're committing clownery all across the city, and they're making people's contracts fall off left and right, losing people a lot of time, money, their houses, their jobs, their livelihoods. It's kind of a scary thing. So be wary of those. So any page you're on, scroll down. If it says carrot, don't even mess with them.
Yeah, good. I appreciate the information.
Absolutely, yeah. So when you're saying all of them look the same, it's because they are all the same. They're not really investors. They're just
when I go to fill out the information, it just seems like they a lot of it's almost the same.
Did you notice a difference on my website? Did you notice a difference?
Yeah,
with the real operation going on.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I knew that, and but yeah, I've only been doing it, like I say, a few days, so I've kind of picked up on some of those things. Like the lady that contacted me, I mean, even in her ad, it has a picture of her and all that, and I knew that
ask them if they're wholesalers. To be honest, just ask them like, "Hey, are you trying to wholesale this thing?" And if they kind of squirm around for a moment, you know what you've got, and just work with somebody who's a cash buyer.
Yeah, and I've gotten a few that's they've come across as that, because the person contacting me is trying to set up an appointment with other people and other things, and so that's a little. I mean, they don't sound like they're actually working for the group that they're trying to set up these appointments for. They sound more like appointment setters.
Yep, that's usually what it is. Well, Dan, I appreciate the call today, my friend. I'll tell you what, just take, this is my personal cell here, so write it down. My name is Liam, Liam, and I'll text you my contact information. I'm the owner of Cash Offer Option. We do this all the time, all 50 states.
Okay.
We're pretty selective about what we buy, but we love yours. We love Dallas. We love that market. We love what you got going on. So that's something we'd definitely be interested in. Just send me those photos on Sunday. And then from there, I'll just keep following up with you. And if we make something work, then we do. And if not, then no worries on our end, and hope no worries on yours.
All right. Great. Liam, thank you.
Thank you, man. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye.
Very interesting approach. Tell us a little bit more about that and how that usually works out.
So for this, a lot of people, they go for the one-call closes. And in situations where I feel like I'm going to go for that. Now, in this instance, this guy's an investor, right? And I'm a huge advocate of the DISC profile, which is going to be a personality profile. And so for that, you've got the D, the I, the S, and the C, right? The D, that's a driver. That's somebody who's go, go, go. They're a red seller, right? Those are most salespeople. That's probably you and me, Steven, right? We're Ds. Ds make decisions quick. They want to feel like they're in charge. They want to have their egos stroked, right? They kind of, they know that they know what they're good at. But that can end up being their trap, right? A high I, that's somebody who's extroverted, right? I don't actually know exactly what I stands for, but I, that's somebody who's outgoing. They like talking to people, and they can fall into the trap of charm. You can charm those sort of people. Now, the most difficult to sell to are the investor types, right? So these are going to be the S's, right? These people like structure. S's, these aren't investor types. These are like people who aren't decision makers. S's are the spouse who always relies on the other spouse to rely on decisions. They never know where they want to go to eat. These are people that generally work, 9 to 5 jobs. They haven't really made something for themselves. They don't like taking risks. So usually those people are more difficult to get into one-call closes. And then the C, those are people who are analytical. They're investors. They buy and sell businesses. This guy's a C. This is a guy who's not going to make a one-call close. He can't be emotioned into a close. He's a logical close. So this, for him, the numbers have got to make sense. The trust has got to be there. So for me, once I understood that, I wanted to build trust. So for that, I'm going to be asking technical questions to prove my competence. And then as I'm going through towards that close or towards the end of the call, I knew he wasn't going to make a decision. I couldn't push him to making a decision. And if I did, he would lose trust in me. So what I decided to do was just scorch the earth there, scaring him off from wholesalers. And so that way, any wholesalers who don't have a tight ship running, they're using a carrot page and they don't know what they're doing with their contracts. I'm going to beat them out. I'm going to beat them out 10 times out of 10. And so what I'll end up doing is I'll still end up wholesaling this thing, but I'm just going to do a double close. I'm not going to sign that initial contract. I'll just double close, and I'll close on his, and then I'll toss it over on the back end and just use some transactional funding for that is how I would wholesale this one. So
I love that you took your time with it, because a lot of people try to rush the process, especially people like this that, that they don't seem like they're going to make a decision immediately. you take your time with the lead and really get to the information, the pain points.
Mhm.
Also, you were very open about wholesalers. I mean, some people in this business either do it ethically or not. But it's really good to stand out in a way where the people feel the most comfortable. And when you educate the homeowner like you did, they're like, oh, thanks for letting me know that. I'll keep an eye out for that. So,
Yep.
it's always good for them to be on your side. Awesome, man. That was a really good call. So you guys can see the quality of these leads as long as you get them on the phone, right? The quality of these leads. This guy is a serious seller. His time frame may be different than other people, but you're able to see, you're able to see what you're going to get before you get it, right? Is there anything you want to leave the audience with? Any words of advice, any tips, anything like that?
Man, the big things that I've got for the audience are listen to the person you're with. Actually listen to them. Don't come in trying to talk over them. Telling is not selling. But if you come in and you're listening above anything else, you're going to get a lot more done.
Telling is not selling. Telling is not selling. Awesome, man. Well, hey, man, Liam, thank you so much for joining here. Everybody, I'm sure, got some great content. Again, guys, make sure you check out iSpeedToLead.com. Use promo code DEALDESK to get $50 off your first order. Check them out. They're amazing. Have a great weekend, guys. Take care.
Peace.